What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ring the Bell Show presented by SeatGeek. I am Chris. That is Jason. That is Johnny Mac. Boys, what's going on? How are you?
New entrance music.
Yeah, we have a lot of things coming up, actually. And I'm in the process of making like an opening video for the show. Instead of the 30-second countdown, we'll have an opening video.
It's going to be just me shirtless.
It's just going to be Jason just waving his ponytail around in the nude.
With my hair back and forth. You get it.
Yes, we get it. So what's going on, boys? How you guys doing?
Excited for some snow. Ready for some snow tomorrow.
So if you guys, anybody listening, we have significant more people following the show as of late. So if you live on the East Coast, we're just a few hours away from apparently getting quite a bit of snow, which is great. Just a couple days ago when we got a little bit of snow there, we have a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old. That was our first time seeing snow. So really excited to get a little bit more. And I don't mind snow when you're at home because
me neither.
I don't have to.
That's the best place for snow.
It's the best place, right? All right.
I actually had some snow over the summer at my house.
Good for you. I bet you did. In some circles, his nickname is Scarface, just not on this show. All right. So before we get started, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe, and of course, ring that bell to get those notifications when we're live, when there's some new clips that are coming up. And again, anywhere on socials, we are at Ring the Bell 856. Thank you so much to the hundreds of people that have been, joining this channel over the last week or so. To be frank with everyone, I never expected to get to over 700 something subscribers on this show. Jason,
2 weeks too.
Yeah, Jason.
I'm going to be Jason with everyone. You can be Frank. I'll be Jason. It is amazing.
It is.
It's humbling. It's cool.
It really is. And Jason and I talked about this, I think yesterday and even somewhat today. We started this show because for me, this is what I've always done for 15 years now. I did podcasting before it was ever considered a cool thing. I
don't think it's still considered
before
cool,
Joe Rogan.
Well, today it's the thing. This is what's podcasting is driving radio out of business. So
yeah, but imagine going up and be like, yeah, I podcast for a living. They're gonna just look at you weird. So
it depends. I mean, Joe Rogan makes hundreds of millions of dollars. Look, the fact that Jay and I started this because we love the Phillies. We talk a lot about the Phillies, and we wanted an outlet for it. And we agreed, man, if we had 50 people that wanted to watch us or listen to us, then it's worth it. But the fact that we're reaching thousands of people is pretty amazing. And my wife said this about a half hour ago. She's like, it's January. Wait until the season starts.
Oh, I can't wait.
And hopefully a lot more people jump on like what we're doing. So let's get started here. We have a couple things we just want to talk to you guys about. Again, we are a weekly show again, and it is January, which means news just kind of trickles out here and there. But I want to start this thing off. Kevin Cooney and I talked about this past weekend. We touched on it a little bit, and I want to talk to it about this guy with you two, and that is Zack Wheeler. We do know we've heard from multiple reports, especially like Todd Zalecki, Jason Stark, Alex Coffey of the Inquirer, that talks are going to start, maybe even resume with Zack Wheeler in terms of a contract extension next month when they're in the middle of spring training. And Kevin Cooney gave his idea of what that extension will look like. I have an idea what I would like it to be. Cooney kind of threw out a pretty big number there, but then when you kind of look at it, it might get to that, especially if it's only 3 years. So, John, I'm going to start with you, and I'll go to Jason, then myself. Jay, John, what are you seeing in terms of an extension for Wheeler? One, what do you want to see it be? What do you expect it to be?
I see it close to being like 3 years, $100 million. That's what I would like. I don't really, at this point in his career, I really don't want to give him like 5, 6, 7 years. He's going to be 33 this year, I believe.
30,
something
might be
34.
pushing 34.
Yeah, so it's like he's up there in age. I really wouldn't want to give him a super long extension, but 3 years, around $100 million. That sounds about fair for a guy who's consistently one of the top pitchers in the league when he's on. He's unbelievable, and I don't want to see him go. But if he's looking for something even bigger than that, longer than that, that's something I would consider. Be like, I don't know about that, but like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
He
3 years, $100 million, which is what, around 35 a year, which is
yeah.
what he deserves. Because there's guys
Yeah.
getting more than that he's better than, and you're getting or close to that number, and he's better than.
Yeah. Yeah, he shares a birthday with my wife, so he will be 34 May 30th.
Yeah, he's
obscure.
It's a point of reference.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you expect it to be, John? That's what you want it to be. You want it to be run at 3 years, 100 million. What do you think? Two questions in for you. What do you think the Wheeler camp is asking for, and what do you think it's going to be?
I could see them asking something for similar to what Scherzer and Verlander were getting, like something along those lines with the opt-outs and something. I think at the time, it was those three and DeGrom. They were like the guys for, he had a down year last year, but I don't expect that to continue. So I think they're going to be asking for something in that range.
Mm-hmm.
I expect him. I think he likes the city. I think he likes the teammates. I think he knows we can contend for the next 5, 6, 7 years, and he knows what's coming up. So I think he may consider taking a little bit of a friendly discount. So I expect it to be, it's going to be over 90, and it's probably going to be like 4 years, I would expect.
So you think he's asking for 4, maybe 5?
Yeah, he's going to ask.
Which to me is that's what of course he's got to ask. If you ask for 5 and they say sure, then of course as the athlete you're going to take that 5 years of guaranteed money. And
pitchers are pitching so much longer, and they're pitching so much better longer.
Yeah,
that he might think of that like, I can play for 5 more years, and he might say like, you know what, I might as well get my money now, because who knows, in 5 years if I'm still this good, I'm not going to get that money. And like that's what I think his camp's going to be looking at, something along those lines. Where like, let's get him secure longer. The Phillies have been giving out long-term deals for the past. Besides their 1-year deals, they're giving out. Well, the guys, they're stars that they're giving out 5, 6, 7-year deals to all those guys.
Right.
Nola got 7 years, he's 30. 31. Yeah, so I expect him to get. He's going to get. It's going to be 4 to 5 years, I would expect. But I would like 3 years. 3 years around $100 million.
All right, Jason. How about you? What's your outlook on the entire ordeal?
So when I saw we were discussing this, I went and looked at the salaries. Right, you have the two clear cuts with Max and Verlander, both 43. Then you have a little bit of drop. You got DeGrom and 37, Cole 36. Even though he's not pitching, Straz was at 35. So to me, that's like those are the guys. Those are your classes. Then there's the big drop off in average annual where you have Glasnow, Yamamoto, Rodon, all at 27. Gray just got 25 and Nola's getting 24. So he's better than that class.
Yeah.
So to me, is he Cole? No, I don't think he is. I don't think
when he's on, he's better than Cole.
I disagree. Cole just
besides last year.
Cole's career, he has 5 times he's finished in the top 5 in the Cy Young in his career. So to me, he's not at that level yet. He still hasn't won a Cy Young. He's finished second. I think he had a 4th place. But Cole has consistently shown he can be a Cy Young pitcher in a league where when he was in the contender for it, they only had the DH and we didn't. So it's a little more impressive then. But to me, I don't think he's there. So to me, I'm thinking he sits. I think he deserves probably 35 a year. I would be willing to go 4 years. I don't want to, but I would go 3 years at 35. Now, if you want to say you're going to throw him an extra 2 or 3 a year to make him right above that next tier, but still below Max and Verlander, for what he's given us over the last few years for the contract with what he was making, I'm not going to argue against it. I can't be too mad because we got a very team friendly deal because of the injuries.
Yeah.
And he totally outperformed what I think we all expected. So
when he signed, I was like, what? I was like, what are they doing? Like, this is going to be the ace of the club. Like, I didn't think he was going to be this good, and he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially that Met taint, it's tough to bring those guys in here.
To talk about you were talking about.
I would give him opt-outs, though. I would consider giving him opt-outs. I know.
Yeah,
I
well,
know that
maybe after the second year.
Yeah, definitely not the first year.
Definitely not the first.
Just because, say,
Yeah.
Painter and Abel, they work out, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can make more money. You can, all right, fine. That's money's off the books where you can spend it elsewhere too. Because there's going to be Stott's going to be need to get paid. Bohm's going to be need to get paid.
Stott is going to get a significant
and there's a lot of
raise.
people, and I just don't get why can't the Phillies just be like the Braves and get these two kids contracts? Like seriously, they deserve it at this point. They're not Kinnery, so they're proven players. They can play in this league. So give them the money now before they hit free agency. And they're going to ask for a hell of a lot more.
Aren't they both Boris guys too, though?
Of course, shocker. This guy, I hate him so much.
Like, I don't know if Boris is going to be like, oh yeah, well, team friendly now that you know they're going to be good. I don't think that happens.
Garrett Cole has finished the top 5 of the Cy Young 6 times. He's finished top 3.
How many times with the Yankees?
4 times with the Yankees. He won the Cy Young last year.
Yeah, I think it was only top 5. I think once he did it with Pittsburgh when he finished. I think he finished 2nd with Pittsburgh that year.
He finished 4th with Pittsburgh, 5th with Houston, 2nd with Houston, and then he finished 4th, 2nd, and 1st with the Yankees.
Okay.
So he's
consistent, man.
And again,
but the pitching's been really bad in the American League. It has not been good.
Yeah.
Because he had no.
It's hard pitching in that that sandbox in New York
last year to even consider giving it to another person.
Yeah. All right. So for me, immediately when Kevin Cooney said 3 years, 105, my ears perked up. I'm thinking, man, for a 33-year-old, he's going to be 34 in a couple months. You're going to give him 3 years at 105. That's a lot, like a lot. And then I immediately thought Jason John, you just said it. I immediately went to, you got to pay Stott, you got to pay Bohm. But then I look at it this way: in 2 years, Schwarber and Real Muto are off the books. So that's over $40 million a year in 2 guys. And the way pitching is going right now, if you give Wheeler 3 years at $100 million, which I think it's probably going to be around that anywhere between 3 years and 90 and 3 years and like 105. I do believe it's going to be around that of an extension. Maybe with that opt out after that second year. I still think it's not going to stop the Phillies from going after a Corbin Burns, signing him, trading for a Bieber, signing him. I don't think Dombrowski has any limitations from ownership of the Phillies. So if he wants to give out in a big extension to Wheeler, and then in 7 months he's signing or trading for a number 1 type pitcher, then there's nothing wrong that they can sign him either. I look at this
especially too after what the Dodgers have just shown us.
Exactly.
I think you can.
There's no limit.
We have to, I know Dean says it a lot, but it's like the Dodgers just showed us there's really no such thing.
Right. The Mets did it last year. Even though it blew up in their face, but they got the wrong guys.
Yeah, but they did what they did was smart, getting all those prospects. Just we'll pay most of the salary and we'll just give us better prospects. I wouldn't be surprised if teams start doing that. Teams that have the money start doing that more. Like, I'll take a risk this year, and then it didn't work out. I'll trade up at the deadline for more.
Right. No, I agree. So yeah, I'm looking at 3 years, anywhere between 90 and 105. Do any of you or either of you believe that it's going to go beyond 3 years?
No.
I think there's a possibility.
I can't see them complain.
Yeah. That would be the only time I would complain.
Because I don't see when Wheeler starts asking, I don't see him asking for 3 years. I see him asking for something longer, like 5+ years. But that's when it gets in the negotiations. He's going to. Why not?
Well,
you're stupid. If you're his agent, you're stupid not asking for
a lot of these pitchers at this age are taking, most of them are taking that 2-3 year. Really outside of DeGrom, I feel like a lot of the guys have been more of that 3-year deal. When I remember the Verlanders and Scherzer's contracts over the last.
Those guys are also 39 years old when they're signing those deals. Not.
Well, one of them's they're coming off Cy Youngs. Yeah, Verlander's coming off multiple Cy Youngs at that age, so that's what kind of the conversation from that aspect kind of ends with Wheeler, because he's been close to that mountaintop, but he hasn't been right there to take it.
And how
Where those other
worried
guys
arm
have
issues too, though. That's
the
where
dead arm, and then this
that's
year was the
another
most
worry.
innings he's ever pitched. You know, he
Yeah.
pitched over 200.
That's what always scares me about him because there's always something, and I get terrified with when he played for the Mets. He was always hurt. He was never healthy. He pitched great, but he was never healthy. That's the one thing that does scare about me giving him an extension.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how many innings. So no, it wasn't the most he's ever pitched, but it was 40 more innings than he pitched the year before. He threw 153 innings in 22, and then this past season he bumped all the way up to 192. So this will be interesting. And then this year his ERA went from a 2.82 to a 3.61. So with more innings came a much higher ERA. So it's going to be interesting where it goes
also
from there.
Play in the fact that more runs were scored, the bases and everything, things like that.
ERA is going to be up.
Pitch clock. So
I think he'll settle down to
this
probably the low threes this year. I'm assuming he's that good of a pitcher. I think Nola can get to that too. I think Nola can get into those mid to low three, probably like a low three, like a 3.25.
I also
that would be
think
great.
If Nola pitched really well this year and Painter didn't get hurt, I know Jay said he'd probably been traded last year. If those two didn't get Nola wasn't that bad and Painter was here, I don't think they're even considering extending him.
It's a good question.
They might have considered trading him just for for something else. I don't think they would, but they have to.
I don't know if they have traded him, but you definitely keep. But you definitely it makes it better. But you definitely think about not extending. But
now you have
they
to.
All fell how
you have to now because you have no idea what you're going to get from everybody else. Pretty much. I mean, not only you're going to get the innings, but what are you going to get? Are you going to get guys going to give up home runs all the time, or are you going to get the guy who on a sunny day, 90-degree sunny day on a Sunday is going to throw a complete game? That's you never know what you're going to get with them.
Right. All right, so we'll bump out of Wheeler now, and let's kind of go into our next topic where the Philadelphia Phillies finally, after God knows how long, dipped into the international market this past week, boys. The Phillies are adding a talented Dominican outfielder to their system. They agreed to a $1.4 million deal with Jalvin Arias, or Yalvin. I don't know how they pronounce it. I have to find that out. So I apologize if I butcher names. I do it all the time. He's MLB.com's 19th ranked international prospect, upon that Monday's opening of the 2024 signing period. If we remember, the Phillies did lose $1 million from their signing pool for inking Trey Turner, who rejected a qualifying offer from the Dodgers. So that the Phillies were out on $1 million there. From what we know of Arias is like, he's a long kid. He's 17. He's 6'3".
220.
He apparently has like an explosive swing. And he's 210 pounds already. So, and he can throw a flat out cannon for an arm. A lot of people were saying in terms of what the Phillies already have, he's kind of comparable to how good Rojas is in center field. What do you guys make of this? Are you excited? I know he's only 17, but look, this could be a kid that comes up in 3 or 4 years. What were your thoughts when you found out that they signed him? He wasn't just some random kid. He's a pretty high, a reputable prospect.
Yeah, you got to be excited because that is something the Phillies have been lacking, since they've existed. They just never.
Would you say it's lacking, or they're just not good at it?
Well, they just never really. I agree because I remember
both.
the year they paid Jalen Ortiz like $5 million. There was
Franco was supposed to be the guy. Then Odubel was
so
everybody it's like they're just not good.
Well, Franco wasn't terrible, but I agree. But they just never hit. So you hope this kid hits. Where they're getting top 20. They project his power out. But being 17, he still has a lot of growing to do. So he's definitely going to fill out that frame. So it's nice to see them go out and spend. In the international market, and hopefully, like you said, this is kid 17. He's got a lot of time to grow. You never know. But just they graded him out. His overall, seems to be good. Looks like a kid that could project in the top 100 in a couple of years for the top prospects. So
that'd be nice.
Hope they hit.
Really nice. I would say I just don't see it being a center fielder at this point with given his size. I mean, he's 17. He's obviously going to gain at least like 10 to 15, 20 more pounds. He might even grow a couple more inches. I see him as a corner outfielder, possibly first base. I don't see him playing center field, that being that big.
I don't think so either. No, I don't. I mean, hell, the Yankees are putting somebody 6'7" out in center field, so it can happen. For about 10 years, the Angels trotted out a tight end out there in center field, so don't ever put it past any team to put somebody that's a little bit
there's not
heavier
many
out
people
there.
that can run like that dude, though.
No, not many people can run like Aaron Judge. I'm sorry. I'm just shooting down on Trout. I'm just joking around. All right. So before we get into our next couple topics here, we're going to talk about a third baseman issue that Jason has that randomly out of nowhere. I wish some of you could see the threads that Jason and I have privately. Well, some of them. I don't want you to see all of them. But notwithstanding, he brought up a very interesting thing that wasn't on my agenda to talk about, but I definitely want to talk about it because I think it's interesting. And of course, I'm sure John will have some sort of hot take about it, and I definitely want to talk to him, get his thoughts. However, we're in mid to late January right now. So you know what that means, gentlemen. Valentine's Day is coming up. I hate the holiday. But many of you out there, it's like your time to shine. Because roses are red, violets are blue. Trim your balls and your date will thank us too, right? So what's going on, fellas? Like Valentine's Day is knocking, and Manscaped is the remedy for what the love doctor ordered. His prescription, the all-new Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, designed to elevate your grooming game and shine like the heartthrob that you are. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com, snag 20% off plus free shipping worldwide with our code baseball20. So let's talk about the hero of Valentine's Day, and that's the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This electric trimmer features skin-safe technology guarding your V-Day treasure against any grooming mishaps. It also comes with their brightest LED spotlight yet. It's brighter than your best romantic smile, perfect for precise grooming, even in the trickiest of spots. Oh, it's waterproof too, so making shower shaves a breeze. But hey, that's not everything the Love Doctor ordered, okay? The package also features the Weed Whacker 2.0 hair trimmer, nose hair trimmer, Manscaped's liquid formulations, and 2 free goodies. The Shed Travel Bag and the Boxers 2.0, because comfort is king for all my dogs. For a happy ending, which is kind of like what we all live for, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
I knew I was waiting for you to come up with that. There's a Manscaped Refined Cologne. It's the Valentine's Day touch to your grooming routine. Elevate your grooming routine and set the stage for a romantically smooth celebration. And for the bearded kings, not named Jason Kent, Manscaped brings you the Beard Hedger Pro Kit designed to shape your scruff effortlessly. It sculpts cheek lines and maintains beard styles, giving you that suave look for your romantic moments. Seamlessly handling even thicker beards, it's the perfect tool for a polished, date-ready appearance. So get 20% off plus free shipping with the code baseball20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use our code baseball20 because your grooming upgrade awaits, ready to charm your Valentine's Day dates. Man, I'll tell you what, I feel like that Manscaped's favorite time of the year. They have a lot. Go to their website, John, manscaped.com, baseball20, 20% off. So
they all feel fantastic.
I didn't even know they had colognes.
They have a lot. They have like deodorants, they have everything. They have, ball creams that can make everything smell good.
They do.
So, if you want to do glute lunges, John, you can probably get a whiff of whatever stuff that they got for you. Big Teddy Bear 1100. Hi, everyone. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I feel like Valentine's Day is like why Manscaped was created.
It's like shave your balls.
Yeah, to do all that stuff.
You're right. No, that makes sense.
For designs, dude. For designs.
Yes. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. Alec Bohm, Austin Riley. Jason texted me out of nowhere, made me think so early on in the afternoon.
Can I say something about this real quick? There's a guy on WIP who said Alec Bohm was going to be better than Austin Riley, and I will not mention his name, but he is an absolute moron for that.
Is it Joe Giulio?
No, it wasn't him.
Oh, because usually he's the suck ass that makes those dumb.
Well, he
comments.
makes some dumb comments too, but I'm not going to give the other guy.
He
I will
is
not say
the
the other
dumb
guy's name.
comment. So you brought up a good point, Jay. Is can Alec Bohm become Alex Riley if he doesn't quite match that level? You believe that in order to win a World Series, he needs to at least approach the Austin Riley level. And we talked about it. We looked at it. I don't think he'll be able to touch the power numbers. I do think he'll be able to do, the batting average, maybe the on base, the RBIs for sure. Austin Riley had 175 hits this past year, and Alec Bohm had 152, I believe. So look, other than power, very comparable offensive player. I think at this point, Alec Bohm has improved his defensive game so much. He's a much better defensive third baseman than Austin Riley. So as I'm talking myself all of this, I'm thinking, well, Alec Bohm is pretty comparable to Austin Riley, but Austin Riley's been doing it every year since he got on the team. Whereas Alec Bohm is one of those up, down, up, down. Maybe he's really coming into his own, which I feel like he is. I think he and Stott are going to be stars. I mean, Stott already is. What is your, I don't want to say your argument, but what is your thought process on, well, in order for us to be true World Series contenders, then we need Bohm to be an Austin Riley type?
Because I really believe at the end of the day, I think Topper realizes the lineup is best with Turner and Stott at the top. And I really think Bohm is, but either way, I think Bohm is going to be that 4-hole guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw what happened in the World Series or not the World Series, but in the DS or in the world, the championship series. And even before, like Bohm just couldn't protect them. So to me, I need to see that next step. Yes, each of his last 3 years, his power numbers have increased, and he had 20 this year. But I was looking today. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I just saw a stat with Austin Riley, and they just said his last 3 years, this kid's averaging, batting average 286, OBP 354, 36 home runs, 99 RBIs. And the strikeouts, a little more, 169, so definitely strikes out more. But and I was like, man, like I know Bohm's defense has really improved, but that kid, Austin Riley wasn't, everything you heard about Bohm was his bat. And it's not quite there. And then you see a guy in Atlanta, and especially because they paid him out just every year crushing it. I think we that's what we need from Bohm. And I think to take that next step as a team, I think this year Bohm's going to need to really step up. I need to see 25 to 30. I don't think he hits 36, but I need to see him approaching 30 home runs this year for us to have a legitimate shot, especially if he's going to be in that 4-hole where I think a lot of people see him as.
John, great points there. And, obviously I'll touch on those, but John, what are your thoughts on that whole debate? Because look, Bohm
I agree.
Bohm is approaching.
He's a good
player. This is going to be a big year. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is going to be a big year for Bohm because he wants to get paid.
He's in arbitration. He's gonna. I mean, he's what 4. He's fighting over right now. He's what is he? Wants. The Phillies give him 3-2, and he wants 4. I mean, they're fighting over. Now, if he has a great year next year, you're talking about 15.
That's what I mean.
1, you know what I mean? So he's going to want to perform and be better.
Yeah.
And to get that, the power numbers are going to have to go up, or he's just going to have to be unreal at the plate. Like he's going to hit doubles and just drive the ball all across the park and drive and runs, which I think he has the ability to do. He's a gap-to-gap hitter. He is one of the Phillies' clutchest hitters, believe it or not. You really didn't see it much in the postseason, but to Jason's point where you think he's going to be, he needs to be the 4 hitter. To be the 4 hitter on this team, you need to be feared because Bryce Harper is going to get walked a lot. You need to be feared. You need to put fear in the other team. Like, if we walk Harper, is this guy going to hit a home run? Is this guy going to – because if Bohm rips one into the gap, Harper's scoring. I mean, that guy doesn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you need to put the fear in people's – like, should we walk him here or – not. I mean, that's the thing. And I mean,
it's a good point. He doesn't strike out a lot. So Bohm's a contact guy.
But he grounds a double play so much that's the issue too. So you sit there, you walk Harper. I was like, oh, we're gonna get a double play from Bohm anyway. So it's like, but if you can cut that down and he can be feared, which I think he has. I think he has the ability to win a batting title. Like I think that's how good his bat can be. And you're right. Charlie Mando said it, like, this guy's an unbelievable. Before he came up, this guy's an unbelievable hitter. I can't wait. He's going to be so good, so good. But we're getting a 280 hitter. We haven't got the 300 hitter that everybody says we were going to get.
I mean, also comparing the two, I'm looking at Austin Riley, and he's significantly a better player.
He's a lot better. It's like
he's offensively, yes.
He's a 6 WAR player, and Bohm was under a 1. 180 hits, 117 runs this past year to Alec Bohm 74.
Well, he also played in that offense. I mean, everybody in that offense scored 100 runs pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. So look, Bohm has a long way to go offensively to match the likes of Riley. However, he doesn't need to be Austin Riley. I think he needs to just be a better version of Alec Bohm
too. They're around the same age too. There might be
a
1 to 2 year difference.
So let's see. Austin Riley is turning 27 in April, and Bohm turns 28 in August.
Yeah. Oh, he's older?
Yeah, Bohm's.
See, that's an issue. I mean, he need that. Now it's time. Like, he needs to be that player. Like, you're 28 years old. It's time for you to.
Yeah,
like, this is your prime. This is your prime right here. Like 28 to 32, 33, 34. Like that. This is where you need to. This is where you make your money, and this is where you prove that you're an all-star and you're ready to.
Look, do you think he could realistically jump 10 more home runs though? When you look at it,
I mean, talking about a guy who's 6'5", I mean, and he has if he puts someone up, he put muscle on last year, he got bigger last year. I'm expecting him to get bigger this year. He had 20 home runs this year, so I mean, he went up. How many homers he had this year?
7. He went up 7.
Yeah, he went up a lot. I can see him being a 20 to 25. 30's pushing it.
I think that's what you need for a hitter behind Harper. That's what you're
31 doubles.
I don't think you need to be a 30 home run hitter. You just need to be a 320 hitter who drives in 120 RBIs to hit by an Harper. That's
which he won't be. He will not be 120 RBI 320 hitter.
That's what
that's a mega. You're talking from 275 to 320.
Tell me he's a 300 hitter though. All the guys, the baseball guys say he's a 300 hitter.
I told you 285.
He does hit 300 a lot during the year. Then he has that huge stretch where his average just plummets. Like,
he did lead the league in ground and double plays. Look,
he
led the league. He had 23.
You can't put him behind Harper.
Don't worry. If he can't, then Topper will put him there. So, like, if you look at Baseball Reference, which it's my baseball Bible. His projections this year are actually very disappointing. I'm sure that he'll exceed these expectations, but they have him with 5 less home runs, 15 less RBIs. I wonder if to them he's going to be batting in a spot in the lineup that's not giving him that upwards trajectory of numbers.
Why would the home runs I can't see the home runs dropping that much.
And what I worry though, John, if he does become a guy that wants to hit 30 home runs, Austin Riley struck out 175 times. Alec Bohm struck out 90 times. If he wants to start hitting these home runs, I really don't want to see these strikeouts going up. I just don't want to see it. This is already a team that strikes out at like record paces. The last player I want to see now starting to try to hit more home runs by changing his swing up is Bohm. Bohm hit 31 doubles this year. I like that stroke. I like that. 155 hits.
Guy. I mean, he drives it.
Austin Riley hit 32.
He hits the ball the other way. He does. Right. He's not a pool hitter. It's what he does is productive, but he does need to hit 300. Like, he needs to hit 300.
I need the home runs.
I just don't
Austin Riley got on base at a 350% this year, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, the strikeouts don't matter if I'm getting on base 350
and Bohm doesn't walk either. That's something he needs to.
I'm okay.
Well, neither does Riley.
Nobody else on the team walks besides
Riley had 59 walks. Alec Bohm had 42. So, which is up. He walked 11 more times than he did the year before. So, all of his numbers are going up.
They are. That's the good thing. Is each year he has progressed each year. But he has to be the key guy, because you really feel like he's got to be the 4-hole hitter on this team, and you need him to produce.
I agree.
I would like the guy who hit 46 home runs to be the 4-hole hitter. That's what I would like.
That's the topic for another day.
That's
The
a
whole
topic
show.
probably every single day of the 2024 season. I'm not looking forward to
Especially if he's
it.
batting leadoff again.
Like, we're gonna start banning Schwarber talk during the regular season.
I got half
Like,
a season
hey,
last year, and then I couldn't.
If he goes like 4 for 4, we're just gonna be like, we're not gonna even mention his name. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this other guy went 4 for 4.
It's not hate. It's just like like you have a power hitter batting leadoff. Why? When you have guys who can get on base.
Mm-hmm.
In front of him.
Well, according to his most recent comments, which was from a couple days ago, I think Kyle Schwarber is going to be your
feels like
hitter.
Yeah,
he is.
He's going to be a leadoff hitter again.
He is. Thompson does it every year. He did. I know Girardi did it the first year, too. They put Schwarber in the leadoff for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They put for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, they take him out of the leadoff spot. And until June, they put him back in June. Like, why even we went without him? Well, I mean, you never win in May anyways. You always start winning in June. So I don't think it's because Schwarber's leadoff hitter is the reason why you're winning. I think you guys suck in April and May. That's the issue.
Yeah, let's not get me started because I'm a big believer of April and May. Apparently, it doesn't really matter.
A lot of people don't care about April and May.
Which is a shame. But, when it's August and you're fighting for a wild card, you'll remember when you lost 3 in a row to the Miami Marlins in April. And it's just everything matters. Everything
you were 7 games
correct.
Under 500.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
April and May means Texas, so much.
Like 11-0. You destroyed DeGrom and you let him come back on opening GD day.
Yep. Not the greatest.
They haven't won a Texas in like 12 years.
All right. So before we roll out of here, I want to talk about spring training a little bit. We're getting there, boys. We're crawling our way. What are we? 26 days, 27, I think 26 days away from pitchers and catchers. I can't believe we're almost there. What are you guys going to be looking for in spring training this year? Are you strictly going to be looking at the pitching prospects that we could be seeing this year? Just like Jason said, are you going to be looking at how's Alec Bohm swinging the bat? How's Castellanos swinging the bat? Guys like that. How's Johan Rojas?
Say his name right.
What? Castellanos.
It's Castellanos.
Dude, if you listen to the television, one day it's Castellanos, the next day it's Castellanos. So,
this dude's upset about the wrong
I don't know.
syllable,
Hey, look, if Jason wants me to push him around the stadium, I'll do that. It's okay.
It's actually not bad. I used to push my dad around. It's actually kind of fun.
I'm not going down that route, Jay. You're not suckering me into this. All right. I'll tell you what. The 2 things I'm looking forward to is Abel and McGarry, and then I'm going to be looking at Rojas. Those are the big 3.
Yeah, I said 2. And then
I connected the pitchers as
I'm gonna look at. I agree with those 3, and I'm gonna be looking at Carlos De La Cruz, because I feel like that's somebody at some point this year could be beneficial on the bench. The guy has power.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him at some point get called up this year, but I mean, he's not getting any younger to me. I think 24, 25. I mean, the guy hit, I think, like 21 home runs last year or something, hit about 270-ish. I mean, that's something that'd be great off the bench. If the guy can come off the bench and give Schwarber a day off, maybe DH, or you give I don't know if he's right lefty. I forget if he's right lefty, but like give Marsh a couple days off or Rojas a few days off, and even if Rojas can't cut it, maybe put him out there. Maybe he can cut it. I mean, they have. That's one guy. He had a good spring last year. I like to see him this year. And then pitching wise, Abel and McGarry. I think those 2 are going to be fighting for an opening day roster spot.
For sure. I'm also interested in seeing the progression of Kerkering. I would like to see how he throws in spring training.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming he's going to get significant reps in the spring to get him ready for April. Because I really do feel like if he starts throwing well, he's going to be relied on heavily by Topper. And we saw that in the postseason. I think he was relied on more than he should have been. But that's just the situation they put
to put a guy who you just caught up in the middle of September.
The dude 2 months prior was in single A.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you were considering pitching him in the playoffs, that's someone you got to call up in August. I mean, you can't just let him rock in the playoffs.
Agreed.
Which might have cost him a game or 2.
So going to you, John, you said the same three as me. There's nothing else you're looking at.
Carlos De La Cruz. I mean, I
Yeah.
agree with Kirkland too. I mean, other than that, I mean, Scotty Jetpack's back. Yay! Why do they continue to bring this dude back? There's
Jason,
nothing really.
Jason, how about you?
It's only Abel. To me,
Okay.
Painter's not there.
No.
Abel has to. The rotation isn't fantastic. You still hope you don't know what Ranger's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Could he be a bullpen guy? So I think if Abel performs well, he could definitely come in as the 4 or 5 in this rotation. He's the guy. He's your top 100 prospect. You want to see him up this season. So I think. I think Abel's the guy you really want to see perform and do well in spring training.
I agree. I mean, also at least we can see John. It's hard to really see John Cena. So we're gonna wrap things up, but a couple really important things. One, again, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring that bell for those notifications when we're live or when any kind of content hits our YouTube page. Thank you so much to all these brand new subscribers. I just checked about a couple minutes ago. We're almost at the 730 mark. So for 730 subscribers. So thank you guys very much. My goal personally, I didn't say this on the air, was to hopefully get to like 300 by opening day. So now my expectations, although are 0, I'm 0 for expectations. I would love to hit 1,000 by opening day. That would be amazing. Look,
I want 1,500.
That's great.
I think
I want 2,000.
So I also want to update people. We might be doing some live shows in places in the near future. Don't have details on that yet, but it's something that is being discussed. We might be doing our Sunday weekly show on remote. That's something that's on the table. A couple things that we're going to be bringing out to you guys. Looking forward to that. Look, the point of this thing is to keep it the way it is, but just keep growing for you guys. We just want to keep bringing you guys great content weekly. Every single week, you will have content. Once the season starts, we'll be here twice a week. Something else I'm going to be toying with that I haven't told anybody this now, but I'm going to bring it to the air now. Everyone's going to be learning about this for the first time. When the season starts, I'm thinking about going live after every single game, if possible, to do a post-game show for every game of the Phillies. Look, we watch every game. Most of us watch the majority of every game. I think it'll be really neat if we can just roll up here for 15, 20 minutes after each game and give you guys our thoughts on it. So sometimes it's hard to wait, a week or a few days to do a stream here. So that's okay, Anthony. We don't have to see Jason's face that much. It could just be a one-person thing. Maybe it just might be Jason to really give you a gift. So yeah, beginning in April, this might be every Wednesday we'll recap the first series of the week, and then Sundays is our main show where we recap the entire week and then what's ahead. But I may make the decision to do post game after every Phillies game, especially maybe not for the West Coast trips. That's a little bit difficult because
man up, bro. If you're going to say every game, be every game. Don't cower it out.
Dude, those East Coast people will be sleeping. No one's going to be watching us until the next
West
day.
Coast people will probably be sleeping too.
Especially since most of them don't have TV deals, so they might not even be able to see the game.
What's it all on? It's all on Amazon Prime now, right?
So weird. There's a lot of things going. If you're a San Diego Padres fan, you might not even be able to watch the games this year. As of right now,
MLB bought rights to all the games back or something like that.
But there's still blackouts. So that's the problem. If you're a San Diego fan trying to watch a game on like MLB TV, it's going to black you out because of your location.
I think I saw something about Amazon Prime that
maybe
you can watch your game in your area on Amazon Prime. I think that's the deal they were going with.
I hope that really happens because we got to make
they just put so many people out of business too, pretty much.
Exactly. That's rough.
Weird.
All right, so this has been the Ring the Bell show. I'm Chris DeFrancesco. That's Jason Kent, John McElroy. Again, follow us at Ring the Bell 856. I thought you were like silently telling me to say something.
I'm trying to figure out who's where. That's all.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you're on this on the stream right now, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We'll be back here next week. If you're in the East Coast area, be safe. We're supposed to get a lot of rain again, a pretty bad storm. Oh, I love the hearts. That was beautiful.
Yeah, how did that?
That was good stuff. That was beautiful. All right, everybody. We'll catch you all down the road. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys next week.